Most professionals reach a point in their career where something feels off. They're competent, experienced, they solve real world problems, they're trusted by peers and managers, and yet their income feels capped. No matter how hard they work, how reliable they are, or how much responsibility they take on, the upside feels limited. This is usually the moment people start asking vague questions. Should I start a business? Should I invest? Should I create content? Should I quit my job? Most of those questions are a little premature because the real issue is simpler and more uncomfortable. Most professionals never learn how to monetize their experience. They spend years accumulating knowledge, pattern recognition, and judgment, and then they trade it all for a salary that resets every month. This video exists to explain why that happens, why it's structural, and how to think about monetization without becoming an influencer, a guru, or a hype down entrepreneur. This is not about shortcuts, this is about leverage. A salary feels like validation. You get paid regularly, you get promoted, your title improves, your responsibilities grow. But salaries have a hidden constraint. They pay you for presence and not for impact. No matter how good you are, you still have limited hours, you still operate inside one organization. Your upside is capped by internal bands. Your value is priced by someone else. Most professionals assume this is just how it works. But here's the truth. A salary is a distribution mechanism, not a value mechanism. It distributes value slowly, conservatively, and predictably, but it does not reflect the full value of your specific experience. And this is why senior people often mentor informally for free, teams rely on that one person for judgment, and colleagues come to you for advice outside your job description. Your experience is already being used, it's just not priced. Experience is not static, it either compounds or decays. When experience compounds, it becomes clearer, it becomes transferable, it becomes easier to explain, and it becomes easier to apply in new contexts. When it decays, it stays trapped inside one environment, it becomes implicit instead of explicit, it loses relevance outside of your company, and it dies when you change roles or industries. Most professionals let their experience decay because they never externalize it. They never ask, what problems do I reliably solve? What patterns do I recognize faster than others? What decisions do people trust me with? And what mistakes have I already paid for? Monetization starts by making experience explicit, not louder, clearer. Many professionals avoid monetizing their experience because they associate it with influencers, coaches with no backgrounds, overpromising courses, loud marketing, and fake authority. That reaction is understandable, but it's also a false equivalence. Monetizing experience does not mean becoming a content creator, building a personal brand overnight, selling motivation, or teaching things that you don't actually understand. It means translating real experience into value for others. Doctors do this, lawyers do this, architects do this, consultants do this, and advisors do this as well. The difference is not credibility, it's just structure. Most professionals don't lack the experience, they lack a translation layer. This is critical. The market does not pay much for information anymore. Information is abundant. The market pays for judgment, context, decision making, pattern recognition, and experience under uncertainty. You're not valuable because you know things. You're valuable because you know what matters and what doesn't. That's why two people with the same knowledge earn wildly different outcomes. Senior professionals are trusted with ambiguous decisions. Experience becomes more valuable as complexity increases. Monetization is not about teaching the basics, it's about transferring judgment. And judgment is earned, not learned. There are many ways to monetize experience, but most of them fall into four clean categories. Understanding these prevents confusion and wasted effort. Number one, consulting, solving specific problems. Consulting is about applying your experience directly to a defined problem. It works when the problem is expensive, the timeline matters, the cost of mistakes is high. Consulting monetizes executional clarity. Number two, advisory, helping others make better decisions. Advisory is about judgment, not execution. You're paid to review decisions, stress test assumptions, see around corners. This monetizes pattern recognition. Number three is mentorship, compressing learning curves. Mentorship is not motivation, it's acceleration. You help others avoid mistakes that you already paid for, navigate complexity faster, and make better trade offs. This monetizes experience under uncertainty. And number four is products, packaging reusable insight. Products are when experience becomes repeatable, for example, through playbooks, frameworks, or systems. This monetizes clarity at scale. You don't need all four, most people just start with one. Monetizing experience is not the end goal, it's just a bridge between earning income and allocating capital, a bridge between time based compensation and leverage based outcomes. This is where most people get stuck. They either never monetize at all or try to jump straight to building a company. Monetization allows you to increase income without burning out, test demand, and build confidence. It's a translation layer. Most people fail at monetization for predictable reasons. They overcomplicate it, they wait too long, they just chase scale before clarity. They try to look impressive instead of useful. They think they need an audience, they need a brand, they need a product, or they need permission. They don't. They need a clear problem, a clear outcome, and a clear boundary tied to a clear offer. Monetization fails when ego leads. It works when usefulness leads. Monetization changes your career structurally. It gives you negotiation leverage, income optionality, confidence, and reduced dependency on one employer. This doesn't mean quitting your job. It means your job becomes an option, not the only one. That shifts alone changes how you negotiate, commit, and choose opportunities, and especially say no. This is sovereignty applied to income. This playlist is not gonna be about becoming famous, selling courses, hustle culture. This is gonna be about turning experience into leverage, packaging judgment responsibly, designing clean offers, and avoiding the common traps. Monetizing without burning trust. The goal here is not to extract value, it's to translate that value. Your experience is already an asset. The only question here is whether you're treating it like one. If your income depends entirely on your time, your career is fragile. Monetization doesn't mean quitting your job. It means refusing to let your experience decay unused. In the next videos, we'll go deeper into identifiable monetizable experience, designing clean offers, choosing the right monetization path, avoiding reputational risk. Subscribe if you want leverage without the hype.